We have traveled all over Kenya to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the help they need to improve their farms,
Get better yields.
and build profitable businesses.
We will see how farmers from across the region can benefit from our experts' advice.
While also learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences as they shape up their shambas.
Karibu to the Shamba Shape Up Safari.
Carol, does this look familiar to you?
Hey, Tony, there's just something about this place. You know, the sugar cane. Huh? It's like we've been here before.
Yeah, the landscape too looks so familiar.
I don't know, there's just something about this place, but let's meet our farmer and find out.
And welcome.
To Shamba Shape Up.
This week we are in Tembelela village, Bungoma County. This is a sugarcane growing county.
Oh, yes, it is. It makes my mouth water. I knew it.
There you are. I told you so.
Ferdinand.
How have you been? Yeah, there was something about this place. Zawadi! You're now a big girl.
When were we last here?
2016.
A couple of years back.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are you still doing conservation agriculture?
It's at the peak.
It's at the peak right now.
Yes.
Show us your Shamba.
Let's go see it.
Yes.
This was still all right.
All right. Okay. Ferdinand Mahanu, a father of 8 and a farmer since 1993, converted to conservation agriculture in 2012.
And he became so good at it that in 2016 we brought in a farmer to learn from him.
Let's see what he's done on his 5-acre farm since then.
This is my maize field.
Okay.
And then on the other side, we've got a banana field.
Okay.
And then on the other side, there is soya under conservation. On the other side, there is sukuma. And I've extended the technology to sugarcane as well.
Wow.
good, good.
Done. Good job,
Nice.
good job. Now, I'm sure in your Shamba you do have challenges. Now, which is the main challenge that is facing you right now?
The main challenges that I'm facing has been climate change.
Yes.
But I have solution. I had a workshop, and now to address that challenge is through conservation agriculture, which I'm doing.
Well done, that's good.
And then planting resistant varieties. There is maize, early maturing.
So we as Shamba Shape Up have come to your Shamba today, and Carol, who have we come with?
Oh, when you see the Shamba Shape Up crew, rest assured we are here with experts who are going to make sure that your conservation agriculture is taken to the next level. Isn't that good?
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful.
Thank you. And so since we have very little time, kindly allow us to go pitch our tent and get to work. Then we'll join you later.
Okay,
Right?
okay. Carol, the Shamba looks good.
It's very good. And the sugarcane, very sweet.
So first, I'm going to see to his soya beans.
While you are that, I'll finish my sugarcane and I'll join you later.
Okay, Carol.
Is that all right?
All right.
Okay.
Good. Since converting to conservation agriculture, Ferdinand has increased his yield many times over. He says he has built his house, sent his children to school, and all thanks to conservation agriculture-based practices. We came in with our expert, Michael Misiko of Simit, to take a look at his soybean crop. Let's see if he's doing it right. Now, Ferdinand, why did you plant soya?
I planted soya as a rotational crop because initially the farm had maize, which normally uses a lot of nitrogen. But now as I planted this legume, it's now going to add nitrogen in readiness for the next crop for the next year. And then as a matter of diversification, it is also important. If we diversify like this, then definitely we shall have food security in our homes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Michael, why is soya so important in conservation agriculture?
Income. Income is very, very critical in farming. Soybean is very good in terms of market. But soybean is also important in another aspect. For someone like Ferdinand who has children, you need nutrition, better nutrition for your children.
So the way he has planted his soya beans, is this the way it's supposed to be done using conservation agriculture?
Yes, he's done it very well, and I like it so much because there's even cover. It's planted in properly spaced. It's properly, kept clean. It's very, very good.
Is there anything more that he can do with it?
Yes, there's more he can do. Just by looking at it, of course, it had some moisture stress because of the drought, but it survived. Thinning, you need to thin properly because some areas in future, you need to make sure that the crop population is balanced.
What a farmer from maybe Ukambani comes to learn from Ferdinand here, can he practice it back there?
So the principles of CA are the same.
There are 3 principles of conservation agriculture. The first principle of conservation agriculture is zero or minimum tillage. Zero or minimum tillage means avoiding plowing. Minimum tillage means disturbing the soil very little, like using a hoe to make holes only where the crop is to be planted. The second principle is crop rotation. This means you do not plant the same crop on the same piece of land season after season. Instead, rotate different type of crops by including legumes. The third principle is soil cover. This means using the remains of your previous harvest, such as maize residue, to cover the soil. Additionally, plant legume cover crops to provide protection to your soil. Legumes and crop residue improve soil fertility too.
But different regions have different rainfall conditions. So conservation agriculture needs to be customized, to be made much more useful to the area based on rainfall, based on size of the farm, based on the slope, based on so many factors. However, the principles remain the same. Conservation agriculture should not be practiced as if it's a belief system. You either do this, or if you don't do this, then you perish because you scare farmers, you scare practitioners.
Why conservation agriculture?
There are very many benefits of conservation agriculture. Of course, everyone likes to look at yield, but we would like to talk about yield stability because the climate is changing. And this is how it works. So when you practice conservation agriculture, you basically are conserving soil moisture in the soil because of soil cover and because of minimum disturbance. When you conserve moisture in the soil, the chances are that you enhance the chances of your crop surviving, especially in circumstances where there isn't prolonged drought. The other thing about a CA, which is again related to climate change, is that you don't want to lose your crop, but you also want to put in much less in terms of labor and in terms of seed. So saving labor, saving cost, very, very, very important. Why conservation agriculture? So the future of farming is in CA, but we encourage that farmers going into CA must rely on some basic equipment. When you spray your herbicide, of course you'll use some equipment, a sprayer. Yeah. When you make the lines to open up the soil to plant, we don't want a lot of disturbance, so basic equipment, okay? Yes. And we also advise that use some fertilizer, particularly phosphorus fertilizer, when planting to help the plant root properly.
So here I used organic hyperphosphate.
Exactly. If you are into proper management of farmyard manure, for example, if you manage it properly, you only need to add a little mineral fertilizer to help the plant to develop the roots properly. But I'm assuming you will have actually made some effort to test the soil to know the level of phosphorus before applying any inorganic fertilizer.
Yeah, I did it.
Thank you. That was good. Yes.
Lastly, when did you start doing conservation agriculture? How many years back?
Some 7 years back.
Does it take that long for a farmer to see the benefits?
Yes.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. A farmer needs to be patient before he starts realizing the results.
Very true.
Patience
it takes
and
time.
discipline.
Exactly. It takes time.
And investments.
Okay.
You need to do the right investments, yes.
Right.
Conservation agriculture requires minimum disturbance of the soil. When you practice conservation agriculture, a tractor is especially suitable for several activities, such as tilling and planting. We brought in a tractor to show Ferdinand.
So, Bobby, what kind of tractor do you have for us today?
Well, Ferdinand, today I have a Summit Tiger 80.4 for you. Okay, this is a 4-cylinder tractor, 80 horsepower, 4-wheel drive. It is meant for the medium to small scale farmers in Kenya.
So what kind of a plow does it use?
Multiple plows. It can use a chisel, it can use a harrow, it can use a rotavator, you can use a boom sprayer on it, you can use a fertilizer spreader on it.
So the tractor comes in, now it's up to you to get the plow that suits your needs.
Yes.
But you can also provide the plows?
Yes.
Ah, awesome. Now, can farmers who are practicing conservation agriculture use tractors?
Of course, yes, they can use tractors. It's just a matter of changing the implements.
So the main thing is to change the plows.
The plows, the implements and everything that will have to change.
Okay. Many farmers use a disc plow on their Shamba, but this damages the soil in the long run and can cause erosion. It often means a farmer has to spend more money on fuel and labor. Conservation agriculture is a better farming system as you build strong soil structures over time. You can still use a tractor when preparing land for planting, but you will need different equipment. For instance, you can use a reaper instead of a disc plow. The reaper will create a narrow opening in the soil in which you can plant your seed. This opening is called a furrow. Because a reaper only creates these narrow furrows, it's not as heavy as a disc plow and therefore uses less fuel. You can also use a subsoiler for deep tillage if you have very compact soil. A subsoiler will break up soil at a depth of about 30 centimeters. This will allow crops to grow more easily where the soil is dense or compressed. Now, Ferdinand, you are a conservation agriculture farmer. Have you ever used a tractor before?
Yeah, when it comes to heartpan breaking.
Aha. Yes.
And then since I'm all-round farmer, I will also use it, and it's very good for sugarcane. For sugarcane, needs a deeper depth so that when dry spell comes, the cane will not wilt so much.
The tractor comes with a warranty. So for 1 year, if there's any issue on the tractor, we shall sort it out for the farmer on our costs.
So, Bobby, what about breakdowns?
If there's any breakdown, we dispatch our mobile service units to the farmer's site.
So the farmer doesn't have to drive the tractor?
Doesn't have to drive the tractor out to any place. We come to where the farmer is.
How was your last experience with a different kind of a tractor?
When you have this on the farm, one thing for a farmer, you have ready income. People will hire, and that is income. And then when it comes to labor, like transport, it reduces those costs. Yeah.
And durability, how durable is a Tiger?
It is very durable. It has been designed specially for Kenya.
Yes.
Most of the tractors in Kenya are 75 horsepower, so we've gone slightly higher. Should consume about 8 to 9 liters per acre.
Wow. How much were you consuming with your previous tractor?
It could consume more than that.
More than that?
Yes.
So you'll be saving a lot with this one?
I'll be saving a lot. And then now that I have about 2 groups, immediately I'm going to have a meeting with them.
Yes.
After this. Then we shall get back to him.
Is it easy for him
It
to
is
purchase the tractor from you?
It is very easy. There's so many ways of going about it. We can either use the national banks of Kenya, we can either use the agricultural finance corporations of Kenya, or he can even have it self-financed by himself. That means paying cash for it.
Can farmers groups be able to purchase the Tiger?
Yes, they can. We have sold a couple through SACCOs. Come in, we can sit, negotiate, and see how we have to work a way to get our farmer enabled with tractors to grow more.
Well, thank you very much.
Hey!
There you are, Carol.
How's everything?
Have you met
Good.
Bobby?
Bobby,
Hi, Carol.
how are you?
Very well.
Pleasure to meet you.
What have you been up to?
So much work in the Shamba. Tractor working well?
It's working well.
You're happy?
I'm very happy.
Ferdinand. And there is more coming up right after the break. Welcome back
To Shamba Shepherd. This week, we are in Tembelela village, Bungoma County.
And we are visiting Ferdinand Makandu, who has a 5-acre Shamba. Ferdinand has been practicing conservation agriculture since the year 2012.
We saw his field of soya beans with our expert, and we showed him a tractor suitable for conservation agriculture.
We now want to make sure that he harvests and stores his maize correctly.
So, no time to waste?
Let's get back to work.
No, Tony. I got this covered. Later.
Okay, Carol.
Since he converted to conservation agriculture 7 years ago, Ferdinand has increased his maize yield from 5 to 6 bags from 1¼ acre to 50 bags of 90 kilograms and above. But he still loses 3 to 4% of his harvest, mainly because of unpredictable weather patterns. Our expert, Zach Kibet from Cereals Growers Association, cannot do much about the weather, but he can give precious advice on how to prevent loss during and after harvest.
Ferdinand!
Yes, please.
Where are you?
I'm here. I'm inspecting my maize.
Come.
Come. Yes.
Hey, you're still working. So, Ferdinand, what will you say is your average percentage of loss per harvest?
Oh, 50 bags. That's 90 kg bag.
Where does the loss come from?
This climate change, because in recent years,
Yes.
during harvesting, we didn't have rain. We could have sunshine all through. But nowadays, it can rain from nowhere.
Yeah. So, Kibet,
Yes, I can
what
say.
have you observed so far?
First is using hybrid seeds. You can see it's maturing at the same time, almost at the same time. You know, what I advise farmers to do is to wait until 3/4 of the farm, around 75%, have dropped, and the maize cobs have turned to light brown in color, right? So what the farmer need to do is to do some pre-harvest drying. That is cutting the maize stalks, then staking them. Yeah, can't stay for long.
Yeah.
Can't stay for more than 2 weeks
Yes.
in the farm.
Yes.
Yeah, you know they are being exposed to many risks, like birds.
Yes.
Yeah, pests can still infest on them. Another thing is also rain.
Rain.
Too much rain.
Yeah.
Actually, when you are pre-drying and there's too much rain, the rain will enter the maize cobs and
Yes.
this will spoil again. Yeah,
Is that what encourages aflatoxin?
exactly. Yeah, because when moisture comes in contact with the grain,
Yes.
molds will
Will start growing.
will growing. Then the aflatoxin will come in, and you know this is toxic even to animals, not even to us alone. There's another part again. From there, they harvest the cob, then they throw it away. Yeah? The cob comes in contact with the soil. You are not supposed to do that. What the farmer need to do is that you should have a bag lying around, so that when he harvests, or when he harvests, he can
Put it inside.
put it directly to the bag, so that the maize cob doesn't come in contact with the soil. Yeah.
Ferdinand, what have you been using?
We've been
Throwing them on the
throwing
ground.
them on the
You are a
ground.
culprit.
Yes.
So you know, soil also contaminates the cobs.
Okay.
Yeah. So this reduces the quality of the maize. Yeah. Then after harvesting direct to the bag, this maize is not ready to be stored like that. It has to be dried. Actually, during harvest, the maize moisture content is as high as 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's high.
That is very high.
Yeah.
And the problem with our farmers is that after harvesting, they start shelling immediately. You will find that these maize will break because they are too soft. And this reduces the quality. You know, you will get less money when you sell broken maize.
True.
What you need to do is have a bag, a tarpaulin bag outside your homestead, so that when you transport from the farm, you can put it there so that it dries on a tarpaulin paper, not on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah. So this goes on until the moisture content of these maize cobs have come to around 20. That means you can shell it. So after shelling, you still have to dry again. The moisture need to come to 13.5. Yeah. That is when it is good to store them.
I know most farmers, not everybody can afford the mobile shellers.
Yes.
So they use the kienyeji method, where they hit with sticks.
Beating the maize is not right. Actually, when you beat them, the maize cobs, they break. So I would recommend the mobile shellers or shell by hand. There are some equipment, metal,
I know them, I know
handheld
them.
shellers.
Yeah,
You can still do that.
Okay.
That is even more faster. Yeah.
So Ferdinand, how do you know your maize is dry and ready for storage?
There is a certain
When
noise.
you hold it and release it,
Yes.
it produces a certain noise.
Yes.
All right. Kibet,
Yes.
is our farmer doing the right thing?
There's a better ways to determine the moisture content of your maize. First, by using a moisture meter, but most of our farmers, that's a problem. Most of our farmers, they don't have access to moisture meters. That's okay. And there's another way. So what the farmer need to do is by use of a clear bottle, and salt. Scoop the maize, then add salt, then you close the bottle, then shake vigorously. What you will observe, is that if the maize is dry, the salt will not stick to the at the edges of the bottle. Huh? That is when you'll realize that your maize is that 10.5 moisture content or less.
And ready for storage.
And ready for storage.
Wow.
Yeah.
We need to know now, we've gotten to the storage stage.
Yeah.
What happens?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Kibet. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go to the store.
The store.
All right? Okay. Is it through this way?
This way.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, the ladies first.
Ferdinand keeps his maize in 2 rooms in his house. He says it's the only way to protect it from theft. One of the stores is full to the hilt.
Very good harvest.
Yes.
All this maize.
Yeah, all this is maize.
Wow.
The other, well, let's go and have a look with our expert, Zach Kibet.
Ferdinand,
Yes.
that is all that was maize that we saw.
Yes.
How many bags in that room?
50 bags of maize.
90 kilograms each.
Yes.
And here?
It's 9 of them.
That's roughly 60 bags.
60 bags.
So this is another store,
It's an extension
an extension of the other one.
of the other one.
I can also see a bed here. So someone
Yes,
sleeps here.
In case somebody breaks in, you will raise alarm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What can you tell us in a nutshell?
First, in our first store, the first storage, the maize is not touching the ground, you know,
Yes.
which is good.
I
because
saw it
you
was a bit
saw
raised.
It's a bit
It's
raised.
elevated.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah, that is very good.
And the number one enemy of our maize is humidity.
Yes. Yeah. Another thing, you know, what it did wrong was that all the maize were touching the wall, which is not okay.
Yeah.
If you stuck it against the wall, you know, there will be no circulation over there. You know, we know. So at all there's moisture with the maize. That means those maize will not be the same again after some time. It will start changing color because it will retain the same moisture with it. Yeah, it can't lose it. The purpose of not touching the wall is that air should circulate around the grains.
The grains.
To dry the maize.
Yeah.
Kibet, I can only see one window here.
Yeah.
Is that enough for the aeration in this room?
Not really, it's not enough. When you're storing your maize, every store should have a proper ventilated area where air can move around, around the grain.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
And that also brings the question of, is it okay if humans sleep in the same room and your maize?
Not really, it's not okay. You see, as human, we always sweat. And you know, one thing that spoils the maize, the grain, is moisture, you know. So if you sleep in the same place with your produce, you know, you'll be sweating and the maize will be absorbing the moisture.
I might move them to a better place which is more ventilated than here.
Exactly.
Once his maize is dry, our farmer treats it and puts it into woven bags. But is that the proper way of doing it?
There's other forms of storage where you don't have to treat your maize, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Amatic storage technology.
Amatic.
Yes.
What are those? What's that?
These are bags which have 3 lining, plastic lining inside. There's a polythene bag inside and a woven bag outside. Yeah? So these are bags that you can't use chemical. You just sow your maize. Straight after shelling and you dry it properly, then you store it without using chemical. And it's very effective by just denying oxygen from entering to the grains. Right?
Wow.
So that means the insects will not survive. Yeah.
Ferdinand, don't you think this is a good thing where you don't even spend the money on the
The chemical.
yes, the chemical that you're using on the maize?
I will try.
Really?
Yes.
He's a very curious farmer.
It's nice.
You're happy?
Very happy. Extremely happy.
Yes.
Yeah, so you have to inspect your maize regularly, you know, to prevent rodents, you know. And you can have also other mechanism of controlling the rodent from reaching the maize, where you leave your store clean, you know.
Yeah.
When you spill your grains down, it will attract the rodent automatically. But when closed, you know, they can't even smell. They will not come in, you know.
Maybe you'll show us the other room that you want to keep the maize in.
It's more spacious.
That's good.
Yeah.
Shamba Shape Up is here. We are going to do something about it. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Aha! What do we have here?
Hey,
Ferdinand.
so nice.
You can even walk around and come out from the other side.
The place is spacious.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
This is even better, you know. There's enough space. Somebody can move around.
Yes.
Mr. Ferdinand can inspect the maize. You know, there's space again that it can stack. This room is even enough for more grain to be stored here. Right?
True.
There's enough ventilation here. You can see.
Fresh air circulation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The maize is raised above the ground. We have used pellets. This is much better.
It's much better. And I know when we come back, knowing how hard he works, this place is going to be so full. The soil is going to be full and stacked up to the roof.
Yeah.
It will be full.
This is nice.
I'm very grateful to the Shamba shepherd. They have really done some good work. I'm grateful.
Ferdinand!
Yes.
Ferdinand!
Yes.
There he is.
There you are.
Here I am.
We've been with you, we've worked with you, and your beautiful family. Were you happy to see us?
We were very happy.
Were you all happy to see us?
Nice.
On behalf of the family and on my own behalf, I'm very grateful,
Yes.
especially with the storage, and you've added us knowledge. As it has always been said that knowledge is power, and that knowledge you've added us, we are very grateful.
So you think your Shamba is going to be profitable?
It is going to be more profitable. Yes.
Well, so our work here is done, and we want to thank you and say goodbye.
Bye, Zawadi.
Bye.
See you.
All right. And see you in the next Shamba.
Thank you.